We're fighting for a friend whose life is at risk from the deadliest there is among all mental illness. Thinking about food every moment she's breathing, yet never getting nutrients she should get from eating. She feels sad and empty, which hurts so badly, yet never says anything because, quite sadly, eating disorders are a mystery to so many, despite the fact that they touch almost any person on this earth, some closer than others, but they touch many friends, many sisters and brothers. We need to understand these awful eating diseases and get their sufferers out to treatment facilities, because treatment takes a very long time and it must be done when they are prime. First 5 years helps 4 out of 5, but beyond that window, not many thrive. So treatment must be early and intensive, and that often means it's very expensive. Insurance companies lobbied and scholarships raised. Campaigns run online are also to be praised. Any way to come to our loved ones' assistance to help them move out of this painful existence, dramatic as it sounds or it comes across, to save us all such terrible loss. No one chooses to restrict their eating. In fact, you'll find sufferers begging and pleading with their tortured minds to let go of the worries, to ease up, chill out, and seize with the flurries of obsession with image and others' opinion, for the nagging old devil to ease its dominion, for that nagging old devil to ease its dominion. Eating disorders are mental diseases. And like the others, the pain rarely ceases, yet the mentally ill are still stigmatized and blamed for the illness that shapes their lives. That stigma is destructive, misguided, and heinous. People with mental illness are neither violent nor dangerous. In fact, the general population is much more inclined to commit planned or unplanned violent crime. The mentally ill deserve round applause, for they have all the qualities that put us in awe. Our heroes are tough, resilient, ingenious. Sean Connery, Indy Jones, Ripley, Bruce Willis, and each of those qualities is possessed in spades by the mentally ill as they go through their days. That anyone would blame them for their plight demonstrates the capacity of folks for nearsight. Blame implies choice, a conscious decision. Who would choose mental illness, the shame, the derision? Who would choose to see things that don't really exist or have their mood go through constant shifts? Assertions of choice are based on misunderstanding, distance from and ignorance of those they are branding. If they could get close and come to understand what life is like in mental illness land, they would see it as a country of greats, of fighters and dragon slayers deciding their own fates, climbing up escalators set for down, climbing up mountains while being pulled to the ground, running wind sprints with elastic resistance, trudging up hills of great steepness and distance. They'd see a people living life bravely, challenging their challenges whether lightly or gravely. And I know of no one who'd not want to give a little assistance, for they too have lived and seen their fair share of bumps and dead ends from life, who is never always our friend. If life is that difficult when one's mind is whole, then perhaps they can imagine the terrible toll mental illness takes on the affected soul. But there is a danger beyond the pain, especially for those who from eating refrain or purge the food they've already eaten, leaving their bodies empty and beaten. Statistics give a good reason for fear when we look at who dies in the first 10 years. 5 to 10% with anorexia nervosa, a disease that creeps ever closer. Bulimia kills at a similar pace, but I realize these stats need a face. Sarah Feiss, not her real name, in order to save her from the stigma and shame and give her privacy in this time of great fight as she battles through eating disorders with all her might. I hope you won't accuse me of too much guile if I celebrate in rhyme Sarah's brilliant smile. It says everything about her. She is caring and kind, with a bright, lively, curious mind. She looks to the stars, an astronomy lover, and with ambitions to care for others. After she earns her master's degree from a school in the field of psychotherapy. She loves old movies and music too, but gets just as excited about the new. She loves new ideas and ways of looking at the world. Pretty impressive for a 19-year-old girl. We ask for your help for our lovely Sarah Feiss. $3,900 saves her life, flies her to Utah for a treatment center where she will be safe and able to enter a sustained stage of continued existence where she'll be rewarded for her grit and persistence in battling the pain of these last several years and fighting back the frustration and the tears. So please, we ask, do what you are able to get our dear Sarah safe, fed, and stable. She deserves to be happy with all her being after all the pain she suffered at only 19.